This is Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to Flipping 50. And this is a special episode. So all of our episodes are very special, but this one during the coronavirus and the craziness and the chaos that we're all experiencing is really more of an over-the-fence chat with one of our own community members. I have with me Connie, and, she's in a unique position as someone who's working in healthcare and who isn't right now, like so many of us, personal trainers, health coaches included, who might be listening as a part of our community. Connie, thanks so much for being here.
You're welcome.
So I'd love to talk just a little bit. So if you can share with the audience of what your normal job is or would be, not under the strain and the situation that we're all in right now. What is it that you do, and who do you do it for?
I work with hospice, and I go to the nursing facilities, hospitals, in-home, and do massages for the patients. And, of course, it's to their care plan and what areas that they need massaged. And I work with them. We do the massage, and many of them really like it, and they express in many different ways how much it means to them. So I feel very blessed to be invited into that kind of a situation. They are dealing with end of life, but massage can help in many different ways for relaxation, depression, help with sleep, help with constipation, just to relax, just many different things. And a lot of them get benefits in different ways, and they continue to really like massage, and they do for pain as well. It helps with their pain, wherever that might be.
So important, such an important contribution. And I would, as you were talking, so all of those benefits too, the benefit and the boost in oxytocin from being touched, because we know the research of being hugged or touched daily, and some of those people may not be, having as much touch. So I'm sure that's a benefit as well. And so with the recent change in life for all of us, and ironically, I'm not talking about change in life, talking about menopause for a change, but with coronavirus, I mean, you're no longer doing that. And so that just leads to so many questions, I think, and somebody listening is in a similar situation in their own work. But you're not doing that. Is there concern on your part right now financially just because you're not doing that?
I haven't really given that a thought. I'm okay. My main concern is for the patients and the people that I see for massage, because you are pretty much close. You're at their shoulders, working on their neck. And I always wear a mask when I do go in, just because you're close contact, kind of like your dentist does. So I just feel being, for their safety, that I need to be cautious that way, as well as my own, And I do travel doing my massages. So I'm in and out of a lot of gas stations. I have to go potty and so I feel like there's a lot of different people around, and you could, it's easier to pick something up and maybe pass it on to them. And, a lot of it's the unknown. So, for their safety, it's best to just do like everybody else, isolate or, do things at home that you can maybe do to help. I've been making out cards, and I send them to the facilities, to the patients that I do have. So that kind of keeps us in contact.
Staying in touch, and I love that. And I was ironically, I had to mail something, and I've been wondering in the last couple of days. So it's, we're coming up on tax time, ironically, or not so much. And I've needed to mail a couple things, and I keep thinking, okay, is the post office going to close? Is that going to be a thing?
Right.
But, and here we are standing. I think there were 9 or 10 of us in line trying to stand 6 feet apart. So we were completely out the door, although there was plenty of room for that many people in the lobby. And, realizing that physically, yes, we're trying to stay physically separated and isolated, but yet, emotionally connected. So I love the fact that you're reaching out still with cards, because I'm sure a lot of what you do physically, is transferring emotionally to them. It's like exercise, really, in a way. It's more of a passive exercise for them when you're working on them, but you're an exerciser in our community, and so you get the mind-body connection from movement and taking care of yourself. So let's talk about that for a minute. How is your personal health? So you're in one of these positions, like a lot of people may be, where they didn't ask for it necessarily, but they've gotten time back, or time opened up in their schedule. Have you made time for more exercise? Has it made it easier to exercise, or not necessarily because of other circumstances?
Well, not necessarily for me. I guess all of this has really been overwhelming, as it has been for everyone. But it's affected me. And I do a little bit of work at home because I have to put notes in for my patients, and then we're doing some things. But that keeps me busy. But, it's all anew, and you're stressed. So I'm trying to. I thought even if I can do 15 minutes, do my weight, and just, I keep trying to motivate myself. And then, of course, our group, everybody there motivates me. So, and that's nice at this time, because we're all experiencing, and just the little things anybody can say, it helps. But, the exercise yesterday, I felt better after I did, and so I'm kind of getting back into that, because I know it's more important now than ever, just, to relax me, and I can feel better. And so I really am thankful that I'm in the group to get the motivation that I need to do it, because it's very important, and more important now with all the anxiety and everything going on.
Yes, such a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. And you're not alone. So you're not a priest, and I'm not Catholic, but I am going to confess right here that yesterday my day was actually an open day. I had it blocked off to work on a project. I'm actually working on a book for somebody that I haven't reached out to the publisher to see if we're still on deadline, because so many other things have changed. But, I got up in the morning and I did something I rarely do, which is I opened up my email first thing, and then I ended up going to see what's the update on the coronavirus. And from there, somehow I lost 6 hours. I never got to what I intended to spend the day doing. I didn't even work on that project once. I spiraled out of control, and I think it's just so easy to do. I think we're both, desperate for more information, trying to pull ourselves away from it, to ignore it, and yet feeling like we're going to miss something. There's that fear of missing out, and so what I realized is it was probably really good that it happened, because I need to, do a little bit better job walking the talk, and I have proof that while your routine, whether it's you or it's me or I talk collectively here, you to all of you listeners, while your routine is not normal, try to establish one. And, I think some of our experts, if anyone listened to the town hall last night that was held at Heal Your Hunger, the Facebook page, you can probably see that still, and I shared it on the Flipping 50 page as well. But for kids who are out of school for, right now till the end of the year, maybe just for 4 weeks, but they're suggesting that it will probably be till the end of the school year and then they're into summer, keeping them on a routine, like they get up at the same time and they would have breakfast at the same time and they would put on clothes as if they were going to school. And you too, or me, we should shower as if we're going to work just like any other day and not stay in our pajamas all day, even if we're working at home. And, picking the time to exercise. So, if you had to be at work at 8 or at 9, there's that pressure to get the exercise done. And if you're at home, you may feel like, well, I can do that anytime. But anytime turns into no time. And, then my out-of-control day becomes every day. So, I would highly recommend, so I'm going to ask you, we're going to come back to you because I want to bring the spotlight off of me for sure. I don't want to talk about my bad day anymore. So if you were going to work on a normal day, when you're in a regular routine, when do you exercise?
I do in the mornings. First thing in the morning, I get up and drink my coffee, and then I do my exercise, and then I go and get ready, and then I have my smoothie, and out the door I go. So.
Fantastic. Okay, and I know you love exercise. I've heard you say I love boxing, right?
Yeah, I
do.
Yeah.
This morning, did you already exercise?
No, I haven't. I had stuff. I had a funeral online, and then I had, you just everything at once. Yeah, I lost one of my patients, so I had that, and I had some other things I had to do for work. So, yeah, when I'm done here, I'm going to take some time, and I have some things set up to do. So
good. Perfect.
Yeah.
And
the schedule's way off, and it's just like, what time is it? You mean the day's gone already? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and what day is it, literally? Yeah. I think there is so much of that going on. So, yeah, but I love, the fact that you said, okay, but no, this morning I didn't do it, but I have some things now set up. So put it back in your schedule. To all of our listeners, I'd recommend, here's Connie's testimony to it, mine as well, that, we all need those reminders. So it helps me literally to say it out loud to you that the wheels fell off the bus yesterday, and when we talk it through, it almost makes the situation or the solution present itself. And it's for us as we say it out loud as much as it's for anybody else. So especially for those of you who are alone, I know you can talk to Alexa. She listens, trust me. But, pick up the phone and talk to somebody else, even type it in to a group that you're in online. But tell someone else what your intention is and then follow through. So say, here's what I intend to do tomorrow. I'm going to exercise first thing. When you're done, check in and say, I did this. That is also really important. So, whether it's for someone else's benefit, maybe it does because it's actually a little peer pressure or peer motivation, peer competition, and they don't have to do the same as you, but they may do their own thing for them. But it's most of all for you to have that check-in. That's the most important thing. And so write it out. What will that time be when you're going to exercise? So how about nutrition? How is that when you're home and you have more freedom in your schedule? What happens to you there, Connie? How are you?
Well, there I'm probably doing better than the exercise. I try to focus, you got to not stay away from the sugar at least, and at least try to eat healthy. It might not be perfect or the way I had been, but focus on, grabbing more nutritional things than sugar because I know it's not good for your immune system, and I want to focus on keeping that well. And my problem is sleeping. I wake up and think about all the stuff in my mind. Excuse me. So that's why I want to get back to the exercising. So I guess that's my piece of it that I need.
Yeah, I think that's a great statement, and I would have to say I can get right in there with you on that one. I was up at about 3:30 today, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try to go back to sleep, and it just was not happening. I was like, okay, I think this is my day here. This is the beginning. And, similarly, it's, slept solid what those hours I did sleep. However, when you wake up, it's right there again. The ambiguity, the uncertainty that we're in. And I think as these next couple of weeks kind of roll out, we'll know a little bit more. And I think even knowing, okay, we can expect this for a longer period of time, I think even knowing that will help us all. But I think it's just so new. It's so fresh. And it's so, what do we do with this right now that we're not quite settled into whatever this new normal will be for us. And we'll adjust and we'll adapt. But like you said, the exercise can definitely help with higher quality of sleep, at least, and quantity, potentially may take care of itself as well with a little bit more time settled. But talk to me not so much about religion, but maybe spirituality or gratitude. What helps you mentally? Do you have any practices that you do that help kind of come back and ground you?
I do breathing exercises, and then I try to meditate, which I call meditation. I put earplugs in my ears, and even at night when I woke up, I just have, it's like a sleep music and put it in, and that's helped me to relax. And then, of course, I do my prayer journal. I've been trying to work on a little bit of that. I'm doing some Bible verses just to read, and so, that helps.
Yeah, fantastic. Were you, by any chance, did you listen to the town hall meeting last night or after?
No, I don't. I wanted to, and I don't know, the night got away. I looked up, and I thought, oh, no. So I plan on, I seen it on your, I went to look, and I found it where it was, so I plan to listen to that.
Perfect. And I just wanted to ask, because I didn't want to repeat something, but you actually mentioned something we really beat last night, like several times. So many of the people on it said, stay away from sugar. You're right. It'll be what you're drawn to. But, yes, because your immune system is just, it's shot down if you're on sugar. And Dr. Elisa Song, my friend and colleague in pediatrician expertise area, she too said, don't try to soothe your kids or pacify them with sugar because that's going to kill their immune system. So funny that you brought it up, just you already know it. But, something else someone said, and I kind of want to see how this sits with you, and I won't be offended either way, but Dr. Sachin Patchell said this, and he comes from a very, kind of uniquely spiritual space, and he said, here's the thing, we've gotten what we asked for. He said, you got what you asked for. The universe collectively asked for this. We didn't necessarily ask for it delivered like this. But, so many people were wishing for more time with their family or, less work or don't like their jobs. And indirectly, what they've gotten is more time with their children. They've gotten a break from their jobs. They've gotten, a change in their schedule. And he said, so the thing to do right now would be, not to just wish this away now and wish things go back to the way they are or were, but to really use this time and think, is this an opportunity, and what would I want it to look like if it could be different? How does that sit with you?
I truly believe that. I try to focus on the positive, always have, and and you tell yourself, what is the positive out of this, or focus what you're grateful for. And I think of the families with their kids home. I'm like, that's got to be nice for those kids with their parents there a lot more. I mean, they can't understand what's going on, obviously, but I'm sure they love that, more time with their parents. And I guess I feel, I truly miss my grandchildren, and I'm like, not being able to just drive over to see them, how grateful I am to have a car and be able to go, and a job to get out and go to. So it makes you, realize the things that you are, focus on the grateful things. And as, it's been said, but out of every bad, there's something good. Try to find it and focus on that to help relieve, I do for myself, the anxiety, and to keep my focus there, opposed to, I've been watching the news, like you said, and and all this stuff and negativity, that it helps me to focus back to that, and that's a good thing.
Definitely, yeah, and thanks for your 2 cents on that. For anybody else who wants to check this out, so it's Dr. Sachin, Sachin, Patchel, Patchel, and I will put that in the show notes here too. But right now, he's just really a voice that I love, and as we did this town hall meeting, kind of each of us coming in with very much more tangible, perhaps, tactile strategies. And then he threw this out, and I think it was a curveball to some of our listeners, but, I'm so glad that he said it. And I was grateful for hearing that. And that kind of perspective can really put this whole situation maybe in a new perspective. And I think there will be, for instance, lots of fitness businesses, and of course that's near and dear to my heart, so I bring it up, but there will be lots of small to medium-sized fitness businesses that may not survive this, and there will be others that thrive in it because they find a way to pivot and to be of service online where they may not have been before, but then are very focused on the needs of other people right now and how to be givers as opposed to takers in the moment. And, it's a little bit like going to the supermarket. If you could afford to stock up weeks ago or a week ago and fill your cart, without the thought that there might be others who are budgeting and couldn't shop before the shelves were empty. I think if we took just our share and left enough for everybody, how would that look, right? And how would we think and act differently right now? I think all of those little things may help us all emerge better maybe than we've gone into it.
Yeah, we have to take care of each other. Yeah.
So agree. Yes. So listeners, I really invite you to share your opinion. That's really what today was. It's kind of an over-the-fence talk. So I'm looking for your comments in the show notes here, and we'll have that for you at flipping50.com/over-the-fence. And there'll be a dash between each of those words, over-the-fence. And Connie, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. I really appreciate you inviting me.
All right, everybody, take care, be well. There are yoga offerings inside of our membership. There will be also interval trainings and strength training live, just to kind of come back to that sense of community. But every day we're shooting for 4 p.m. other than today, 4 p.m. Pacific time. So join us there live if you're looking for some connectivity or just for yoga leader at your convenience. And please share this if this was helpful. And what are you waiting for? Let's start flipping 50 together.